Can you keep it a little away from me? Okay, this is better. Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Jamuna Tira Vanachari Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Hari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Hari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शिष्य श्रीमती शिवानगी श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शिष्य श्रीमती शिवानगी भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रीलादास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदा हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to His divine grace. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sabdai Kṛṣṇa Prasad Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad-gītā as it is, chapter 9, verse number 10. Mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ sūyate sa-carācaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ sūyate sa-carācaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ sūyate sa-carācaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. 9:10.
hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ cara-acaram
hetunānena kaunteya
jagad viparivartate. mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ sūyate sa-carācaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ sūyate sa-carācaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ sūyate sa-carācaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ sūyate sa-carācaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
Mataji's.
mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ
sūyate sa-carācaram
hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ
sūyate sa-carācaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ
sūyate sa-carācaram
hetunānena kaunteya
jagad viparivartate.
mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ
sūyate sa-carācaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
Do we do word for word, Prabhuji?
Yeah, usually we do.
Okay. Maya, by me, adhyakṣeṇa by superintendence, prakṛtiḥ material nature, sūyate manifest, both cara-acaram. Cara-acaram, the moving and the non-moving. Hetunā, for the reason. Anena, this. Kaunteya, O son of Kuntī. Jagat, the cosmic manifestation. Viparivartate, is working. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kuntī, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Purport. It is clearly stated here that the Supreme Lord, although aloof from all activities of the material world, remains the Supreme Director. The Supreme Lord is the Supreme Will and the background of this material manifestation, but the management is being conducted by the material nature. Kṛṣṇa also states in the Bhagavad-gītā that of all the living entities in different forms and species, I am the Father. The Father gives seeds in the womb of the mother for the child, and similarly the Supreme Lord, by His mere glance, injects all the living entities into the womb of the material nature, and they come out in their different forms and species according to their last desires and activities. All these living entities, although born under the glance of the Supreme Lord, takes their different bodies according to their past deeds and desires. So the Lord is not directly attached to this material creation. He simply glances over material nature. Material nature is thus activated and everything is created immediately. Because He glances over material nature, there is undoubtedly activity on the part of the Supreme Lord, but He has nothing to do with the manifestations of the material world directly. This example is given in the smṛti when there is a fragrant flower before someone, the fragrance is touched by the smell power of the person, yet the smelling and the flower are detached from one another. There is a similar connection between the material world and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, He has nothing to do with this material world, but He creates by His glance and ordains. In summary, material nature without the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot do anything, yet the Supreme Personality is detached from all material activities. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitamina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Satpadantikam Vande Ham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Kṛṣṇa Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Kṛṣṇa Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadipva Satyadeshta Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangu Langte Girim Yat Kripata Maham Vande Shri Guru Dina Tarinam Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ sūyate sa-carācaram hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kuntī, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So this material nature, Lord Kṛṣṇa, him, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kṛṣṇa, is the master of this material nature. And he impregnates by glancing over it. It's not something like to produce the living entity in the material world. In the material world, man and a woman gets together and they produce the children by getting together, but Supreme Personality of Godhead is very independent. He does not have to. He just creates everything by his glance. That is what is wanted. And he is saying this is under its rule, manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. But all this, still under all this material nature is doing creation and annihilation, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead is ultimate doer. We have to understand ultimate doer is the Supreme. He is the maintainer, he is the doer, he is the... Just like, for example, here Prabhupada is given a flower, but we cannot materially understand if there is a big corporation, the boss or the ultimate boss, he may not be in the corporation, but under his guidance, everything is happening. The workers are working, the managers are working, but he may be having some place recreation, or he may be having a holiday or something, going on the cruise or whatever, but under his supervision, everything is happening. So similarly, the Lord here is the maintainer. As we say, he is a maintainer, and he is the supervisor of all the demigods, and all the material nature is conducted by Durga Devi. People worship Durga Devi to satisfy their material desires, but they should understand that Durga Devi is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and everything is ordained by him. We're not going to get any extra things besides what we are already ordained. So man may work hard, but that is also ordained. He thinks that I'm going to work hard and I will have lot of money and lot of family. Then what happens? He is a failure. Material nature under the guidance of Lord or Durga Devi, as Kṛṣṇa says in the Bhagavad-gītā also, by his arrangement only one becomes attached to some different demigods, to worship different demigods, to fulfill their desires. Of course, the desires that are fulfilled also, Lord Kṛṣṇa's hand, the Supreme Personality of Godhead's hand are there. Without his sanction, nobody can, no demigod or demigoddess can fulfill the desire. So whatever is ordained, it comes through the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although he is giving the credit to material nature, but everything is already predestined. We don't like sickness, but sickness comes. We are forced upon it by the material nature, because that's our, according to our karma and past deeds. So only way to get out of it, Lord Kṛṣṇa says in the Bhagavad-gītā, Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. She is very stringent, Duratyaya. And she will follow exactly what Kṛṣṇa says that. So to get out of under the clutches of the three modes are mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, and that is also explained in the Bhagavad-gītā. When one is under the mode of goodness, they are acting in the pious activities, and mode of passion, we can see in Kali Yuga, a lot of mode of passion is increasing. Although everybody is born as a Shudra, Kalo Shudra Sambhava, but everybody, in one sense, those who are working hard, they are also working for somebody, or they are all born in Shudra category. So unless one takes up to Krishna consciousness, one is not able to get over the stringent laws of material nature. This is why it is said everything is under his control and everything works under his control. So it would be advisable, or it will be intelligence, one to take shelter with Krishna, because both that old age and diseases are there. To overcome this, one and one purpose of the human life is this, not that we're going to act on the mode of goodness or act under the mode of passion or ignorance, but we should come to the Suddha Sattva of taking up Krishna consciousness so we can do the prime duty of human life. Human life is to develop our Krishna consciousness and get out of the cycle of birth. And this is one opportunity. After 8 million species we have gone through, and this one opportunity is that we can jump onto the boat of knowledge that is Lord Krishna personally giving here, that how we can get over this karmic reaction. There are 5 subject matters given in the Bhagavad-gītā, and all 4 are eternal, cannot be changed. They are eternal except for one, that is karma. We can change our karma by acting in Krishna consciousness. All our activities should be molded in Krishna consciousness so that we can progress towards the higher purpose of the life. So this is what I have to say. So anybody has any question?
Yes. Why are we so foolish that even though Krishna gives us such perfect advice, why do we keep doing our own thing and acting independently of Krishna's instructions? Why are we so stupid?
Because Shudras cannot understand, they need whipping. Then they will, only the mode of goodness can bring one to the uplift one. But if we remain on the Shudra platform, then we're just gonna go on doing what we want to do. Act independently and work hard to fulfill our material desires. And material desires is the cause that has brought us into the material world. So unless we start giving up or reducing it by engaging in service of Krishna, we will be here, life after life. Krishna is giving all leniency. He says if you have to act, then one has to give, the result is not for one's enjoyment. So one has to give the result to Krishna. If they keep it for their own sense enjoyment, they're gonna get the results, karmic results. Any other question? Yeah.
Guru Mata, in this purport, we saw that it is mentioned that Krishna is not directly attached to the material world. So, when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, can we come to a point where we are living in a material world but not attached to the material world?
Sure. 6 Goswamis are great examples. Living in the material world. Great devotees are always, we have seen the example. They can be living in the material world. They are like lotus. Lotus grows in the dirty water or mud, but it's not affected by muddy water. Yes.
The example you gave that lotus grows in the muddy water, but it doesn't get affected by it. So, 6 Goswamis, I consider them as a Nitya Siddhas, born as a Nitya Siddhas.
Was it? I couldn't hear.
6 Goswamis, they are born as Nitya Siddhas.
So, but we as a fallen soul, how can we like compare with them? Like we are Nitya Baddhas, not Nitya Siddhas. And
But Nitya Baddhas, by Krishna's grace, by taking shelter of him, can become Nitya Siddhas. We are Nitya Siddhas in actual form, but we have forgotten. Nitya Siddhas means eternal living entity. That's what we have to awaken, that I am the eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of God. That is called self-realization. Once you understand who you are, then you can act in that platform.
so like having this gross body, it happens that we are swaying like a pendulum, sometimes up and sometimes down. So is it really possible having this gross body to reach to that stable?
When Krishna says it is possible, it is. But it depends. He gives you a choice. Do it or leave it. Like he gave Arjuna all the instructions to act according to his instructions. And then he says, have you understood this? You can do it or you can leave it. But if you do it according to my instruction, you will be successful, or else you will be a failure.
So when we say that our consciousness has become affected by 3 modes of material nature, is it us that we allow the material modes to affect our consciousness? Or
She is going to attack. You have to go beyond her. The desires come according to her, what she wants. Then you have to, as the desires come, let it pass. You don't get involved. This is also said by Krishna. Okay?
So to control senses, when you say that you don't get involved, that means I have to have a control senses.
Yes.
I have to reach to that state.
The desires comes through the senses.
But how can I do it in the beginning?
In the beginning, just follow the instruction. As an apprentice will come and teacher will show, you do this way, you do this way, you do this way. You do it. And then you will become perfect in working out yourself.
Okay. So continuous practice.
Yes. Yeah,
In
Mataji.
2nd chapter, the Lord says there are so many verses that at the end of 2nd chapter, how to control the senses and mind. The Lord says, Vishaya vinivartate viraharasya dehina rasavaryam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. By experiencing a higher taste, we can give up lower taste. So Krishna conscious Bhakti Yoga is so higher taste, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, all this. So by doing that, we can give up the lower taste and come to the higher taste.
It depends. It depends. Senses has to be controlled. Krishna also says, Apuryamana achalam pratistham. Desires will come. No, it's not that we have become pure devotees and desires will not come. Desires will come, but let it pass. Don't engage in it. Okay? Yes, Guruman.
So what does it mean? The desires come and let it pass through. Pass through in the sense we understand and control it, or not getting affected means what exactly it means?
Is there a microphone here or not to pass it to them?
Prabhuji, this is my extra mic.
No, said.
We can stand it and now. Mataji, what it means by passing through? Desires comes, but we have to let it pass through. What exactly it means? Can you explain with some example?
Due to our past activities, there are desires. And that is the reason we are born in this material world. Because of the desires. Because of the desires we are born. So desires there are unlimited desires for sense gratification. And that is the reason to begin our life was there. So it will come. I have to have this or I have to have that. If I don't get married, what will happen? If I don't have children, what will happen then? Somebody will criticize me. They will not come in front of me. I am this, I am that. So many things will come. So you give up the idea of pleasing others. Please Lord Kṛṣṇa. You may want to please everybody. You will never be able to please anybody. But please Lord Kṛṣṇa, then everybody will be satisfied.
So that it means that we ignore the discipline?
Yes, we have to ignore. Ignore the people who are not going to help us in any way, in any circumstances. Okay, anybody else?
We cannot be desireless. We have to have desires, just that we have to purify those desires to spiritual desires.
Yeah, that's true. We cannot be desireless. Because we came with the desires.
It's mentioned in here that Lord says everything is working under His direction, whether moving or not moving. So it's like to accept this statement is accepting the supremacy of the Lord. So how to have that strong conviction? We can see the things that everything is working under His direction.
Yes.
That means how we should convince, or realize it.
Not a blade of grass moves without His sanction. Not a blade of grass moves. Everything is sanctioned by Him. Material nature will work under His direction. Is working under His direction. That's what it says, mayādhyakṣeṇa prakṛtiḥ sūyate sa-carācaram. So only to come out of under the control of the material nature is to take full shelter of Kṛṣṇa. Then Kṛṣṇa says, those who have taken shelter of me, they are under devim prakṛtiḥ. Yeah.
Please help me understand this. Like in the translation, it said that this material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kuntī, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Then it said that under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again. So under its rules means the rule is a different rule for the material energy that Kṛṣṇa has ordained that rule to.
Yes, this is mentioned by Brahmaji. I forgot the verse.
8th chapter, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam, Brahma's day comes, everybody get manifested.
Sisti sthiti pralaya sadhana shakti reka chaye vaishya bhuvunani bhavavarti durga ichhanurupam api yasya chachestate sa govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. The translation for external potency, Maya, who is the nature of the shadow of the Chit potency. Chit potency is a higher principle, not Maya. Is worshipped by all people as Durga, the creating, preserving and destroying agency of this material mundane world. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, in accordance to whose will Durga conducts herself. The time for annihilation comes, Kṛṣṇa uses his own different energy. On his own instruction, Durga will work.
Hare Krishna. You mentioned karma being amongst the four things which is under our control. Which are the other three factors?
The four is time, eternal, time, Ishvara, Prakriti, and one more.
Kala karma, Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala karma.
You heard it. So karma is changing. You can change it and you come to the eternal position. Eternal, Jiva is eternal. But due to our karma, we take another body according to the karma. If our karma is under the mode of passion, we will come again under the mode of passion, or if our karma is according to the mode of ignorance, we will end up in the animal species. And goodness may bring us to some human form. So this is human life is now to change our karma. Any other question? We have 15 minutes more. Yeah.
How to understand that the Lord is not directly attached to this material creation?
Lord is not attached to anything. He's independent. Just like the boss in the big corporation, he's not attached to all the workers. But he is independent. Whatever he says, everybody has to do. And nobody is independent. So this is how Durga is one of the energies like other demigods. They are all working under different capacities. But Kṛṣṇa is ultimate control. If any demigod thinks that they are independent of Lord Kṛṣṇa, they have to learn the lesson that he is the Supreme Independent Personality of Godhead. For example, when Lord Kṛṣṇa said to Vrijabasis not to worship Indra, not to worship Indra because it is Indra's duty to give the rain. But the Vrijabasis knew that if we don't worship Indra, Indra will get angry. So they told Kṛṣṇa that Indra will get angry and there won't be any rain, no grass for the cows. So Kṛṣṇa said, let us go and worship Govardhan because our cows are getting grass from the Govardhan. But Indra became very angry and he was defeated. Kṛṣṇa showed him that he is not independent of his sanction. Whatever he says, it should come. It should work. So every demigods, even Durga Devi, is under the guidance of Kṛṣṇa.
When Brahma Vimohana Leela, Brahma also.
Yeah, Brahma also, any demigods. I just gave one example, otherwise I'll be giving too many stories. Krishna's pastimes. Okay? Any other questions, anybody?
Gurumata, in the material world, we have a tendency to control things. But in the pure state, is there any such, because Kṛṣṇa is the supreme controller, so as part and parcels in pure state, do we have any control?
Yes. All the natures of Kṛṣṇa is being part and parcel. We have all the natures, full of knowledge, full of bliss, full of eternity and all kind of nature. But because of misuse of that independence, we are put in here.
So if we accept the supremacy of the Lord, then it will be
Yes.
proper.
He is not trying to tie you or bind you. He is giving all the instructions in the Bhagavad-gītā how you can live independently. Sarva dharman paritajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Walk under my direction and you will be free from all karma. And you can act independently. You will be independent as long as you remain under the control of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Even the demigods are under the control of Lord Kṛṣṇa, but independent. They will be given services, they do it. Again, the same corporations, the managers are working independently, but under the supervision of the Supreme Boss. If that example clears the matter. Okay? Is it okay, Mataji?
In the material world, people think that, oh, I can do what I like, I'm so independent. Look at these people, they are so like no coffee, no tea, no TV, no this, no that. They don't know that the more they think they are independently enjoying, the more the modes are binding them.
Yes.
So
They are acting under the modes. They are not saying that they are not free, they are under the modes. That's the problem.
Real independence is Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
Freeing from the modes.
That is the way you can become independent. There is no other way. Okay? Anybody this side? Anybody question? I think we can end early.
Guru Mataji, this sentence that Lord Krishna simply grants over the material nature and then actually creation begins. How do you understand this by simply granting?
Material nature does not give the jiva. Material nature gives only the body, according to your past karma. That's how the creation begins, and what position you will be, that is done by her. But the seed of jiva is given by Kṛṣṇa.
Okay.
The material body, different bodies are created by Brahmaji, and material nature puts us into different bodies.
In one way, Guru Mataji, the whole material world is a dead matter unless the jiva comes.
Yes. That's true. It's a dead matter. But that matter is also life. Because it is also energy of Lord Krishna, earth, water, fire, air, ether. And the bodies are molded with the earth, water, fire, ether. Without that it cannot be. It's not a dead, it may be dead matter, but when jiva is put into it, then it functions. So there is not a space where the jiva is not. Here we have how many? About 20 people. But in the whole room there is so many jivas which we are not able to see. So the whole material nature works with the jiva. Microbial germs, parasites. When we have parasites, the other will get it too, very fast, very quickly. So this is the world of dualities. Sukha, dukkha. So if you want to be always in sukha, take shelter of Kṛṣṇa. But as long as we have this material body, we will have to go through what we are. All we can try to change it. By taking, not we cannot change it ourselves, by taking full instructions and guidance from Lord Kṛṣṇa. We should not have any doubt what should I do, what should I not do. By Kṛṣṇa is giving all the direction, we should follow that directions. What ought to be done, what ought not to be done, then only we can come out of this cycle of birth and death. But I'm sure hardly anybody can follow that. Yes, Mataji.
The 14th chapter, 3rd verse, the Lord says, Mamayonir Mahat Brahma Tasmin Gatam Dadamyam. In that verse, Purport, Prabhupada says that scorpion lays its eggs in the rice. So we think the rice is the source of that scorpion, but it's the mother nature who has laid eggs, then the father, seed-giving father. So that's how the material nature cannot work anything independently because of the Lord's.
Jiva cannot work independently also, only by the mercy. Yeah. Nothing moves or nothing breathes in the material world. Because he is the maintainer. Material nature is not the maintainer. Whatever we're going to get it, that's what we're going to get.
She's like the mother and the Lord is like father. Mother cannot independently give a birth to the child.
Even the father, mother, father, Lord is the mother and father and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. He just gives the credit to material nature. He just gives the credit to other demigods. He is the only one. Because they are all his limbs.
It's like the management is done by the material nature and the things are working under the direction of the Lord. So isn't it we are just like the puppets? So as says the management is done by the material nature, everything is managed under the direction of the material nature. And that nature is working under the direction of the Supreme Lord.
But,
So we are like the puppets.
yeah, we can be puppet of the material nature, or we can take shelter of Kṛṣṇa and become puppet under his hand.
In any case, we have to overcome.
Yeah, exactly. That is the reason he says that only one who takes shelter of him can come out of the material nature. And the whole chapter is given about that. So if you want to remain under control of material nature, that's fine. But if you want to remain, get out of it, take full shelter of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Okay? You're going to take full surrender to Kṛṣṇa? Huh? No, I'm not surrendered fully to Kṛṣṇa. I'm so much attached to so many things yet. My children, my family, my this, my. We have to give up this my. Also, voluntarily giving up my, I, me, mine is very good, but one day we will be forced to give up because nothing belongs to us in this material world. So at least we should have understanding that I, me and mine is not going to work. Everybody thinks they're proprietors. I, me and mine. One day, either we give it up voluntarily or we will be forced one day. There is nobody going to carry one day. We came naked, we're going to go back naked. So why not we take shelter of the higher authority? Okay, I think we can end it. Everybody is getting bored.
Want to hear more.
Huh?
Want to hear more.
Want to hear more? Then I don't know what to say more. You can speak up. Unless there is a question I can answer.
Surrendering to Kṛṣṇa.
You are surrendered, but you don't recognize. What is independent? What nature you have independent? There is no independence, but we are thinking I am independent. That's the problem. I didn't want to get sick.
In the material world, there's so many, what do you call,
Details.
family attachments, and that is really very hard to detach from that and attach to Krishna.
Yeah.
So many.
It's not difficult. If one becomes determined, they can do it. But one has to be very, very careful. Every steps there is a danger. Yeah. That's why one has to hold the lotus feet of Guru and Kṛṣṇa. That can be the safety only. That's the safety net. Otherwise, every step there is a danger. For taking the example of Bharat Maharaj, he gave up everything and then he got attached to the deer. So every step is there. So whether you are in forest or whether you are at home or in the city, take shelter of Guru and Kṛṣṇa. That is.
But Gurumata, the Jiva came to material world to have that proprietorship mentality, or to be a proprietor. Jiva, we living entity.
Yeah.
We came to material world for that purpose only, to be the center of attraction or be the proprietor. Then why one will be accepting the other authority? It's like
Yeah, that's why one has to change one's independent mentality. Although they are not independent, that's a false independency. What is under your control? How you are independent? Nothing independent. What is ordained, you get it. So nobody is independent. Why we should claim the independency? We have to understand all this, that we are not independent. We may think I'm independent of this or that, but you are not independent. All that is ordained, and that's what we're going to get it.
But we came with that desire to enjoy it.
Yes. So enjoyment also. You will think you are enjoying, but you are not enjoying. It's a false intuition that you are enjoying. It's the mind who says, oh yeah, you are enjoying. The 6 enemies directing you in different directions, and you think you are enjoying. But there is no real enjoyment in this material world. A camel eats thorny twigs, and he thinks that he is enjoying, but he is licking his own blood. This is our nature. We give the example of camel because we are the same. We are in the same category. Okay, I think we can end. It's 7 o'clock. Thank you very much, everybody. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Ajya Vidya Bhagavad-gītā ki jai. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai.